Hello, good afternoon. This is Dale and Chris with the Snyder Group at Keller Williams Realty here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thanks for your time today, Chris. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right. So today we're going to just discuss the incentive short sale programs. Basically, guaranteeing a release on the deficiency and getting some cash for complying with the short sale. We have three basic programs. One is HAFA, two is the DTS, and three is just the cash incentive program. Chris, his main role on the team, other than doing everything, is overseeing our short sale department as our office manager. So Chris is always studying and understanding the different programs and guideline changes in the short sale program, which is an ongoing changing system, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's unbelievable the changes we're seeing. I mean, we're seeing a huge push towards short sales from the government and the banks. So it's a rapidly evolving program. So let's jump right in, Chris. HAFA, DTS, cash incentive. You want to just give us a quick overview of those three programs, and then I'll jump in and ask a question along the way if I feel like there needs to be a little more understanding for the consumer.
Let's start with the HAFA program for those of you who don't know what it is. HAFA program comes from the government. It's a government-backed program from the Treasury Department, where the Treasury will actually pay the mortgagor if the borrower qualifies for that program. Right now it's at $3,000. So those funds come over from the Treasury Department, pay the mortgagor back, as long as the mortgagor deems that the borrower qualifies.
Got it. And so basically you're going to get $3,000 and a full release of the deficiency for the bank to come after you for the difference.
Absolutely. Yep, the government, if you qualify for that program, guarantees that you'll get that deficiency waiver from the mortgagor.
Okay, fantastic.
The second program is actually, just to shorten it up, it's called DTS. It's Dignified Transition Solutions. And it's a servicer that's hired by Bank of America currently. As of a couple weeks ago, DTS informed us that they could possibly be merging in more to Wells Fargo and Chase.
Okay. Yeah, well, I know it was a pilot program that started with Bank of America since they control the majority of the mortgages in the country. And this came out maybe 9 months ago as a pilot program in Nevada, Florida, Arizona, California, some of the hardest hit foreclosure areas in the country. And it's been very successful, so they're expanding it sounds like, potentially with other banks.
Yeah, absolutely. And the greatest thing about the DTS program is that it's a smaller company that's handling a smaller amount of loans. So responses are quicker, information is more accurate, and eventually you don't need document collection, which is submitting all your financials and months of bank statements and pay stubs and tax returns.
Yeah, but it's an ongoing process. With DTS, you do not have to supply any paperwork at all, which helps expedite it as well, right? Because otherwise it's like, well, now we need an updated pay stub, an updated checking account statement, all through this process.
Absolutely. So for right now, if your loan is with Bank of America and you decide to short sell, we submit that stuff to DTS and they will decide whether or not you qualify for that program, such as not needing those documents. When we receive an offer, and we go straight into the negotiation process.
Fantastic. Right, what's this incentive one? I know one of our clients, he got a check for $20,000 to short sale his house.
Yeah, the incentive program works through some of the larger mortgagors, such as Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase. I've actually done recently where someone with Chase got up to $30,000 to do a short sale. He was marketed directly for that. He was chosen by the mortgagor. There's no way for us to submit it and see if you qualify. What they're doing is seeing their properties that are in their best interest to short sell and marketing directly to those people stating, hey, we'll give you that cash incentive if you decide to short sell.
Yeah, and there's got to be stuff going on the back end, right? I mean, there's got to be some sort of government involvement or incentives on the back end, or there's some sort of potential liability, or I don't know what it is, but there's got to be something on the back end going on for them to cherry pick homeowners and say, hey, here's $20,000, do a short sale.
Absolutely.
It's amazing. I can't believe it's actually happening.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the crazier programs, that's for sure. And a lot of it goes through the investors because, as we know with these programs, there's a couple different people involved, which is another reason why the short sales take so long for getting communication from all parties.
Yeah, that's a whole video or set down conversation over happy hour to go over the servicers, investors, and that whole shenanigans. But
absolutely. But people who are chosen for this incentive program eventually come from that that investor who wants to liquidate a certain bundle of properties.
Yeah, got it.
So they're
Got it.
willing to incentivize that.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for this information, Chris. It's valuable, and obviously as a consumer, you may have further questions. Feel free to reach out to Chris or I. We'd be more than happy to have a free, informative conversation with you on the phone. I hope you have a fantastic day. Once again, this is Dale and Chris with the Snyder Group at Keller Williams Realty, talking about the cash incentivized short sale programs that are out there. Have a great day.